Hey all, welcome back to SSX. I'm SSX with the same crew as before, and in this video we're heading to Mercury City Meltdown, and we'll be playing with Elise.
Nice.
You know, it's interesting to compare courses between games. Snowdream is kind of the same on both. Mercury City, it changes quite a bit, but I actually really like the way it's laid out in this version of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the city level, so they try to make it kind of, I don't know, I want to say technical, but have more like barriers or stuff you gotta weave or wind through, and in the SSX Tricky version, the first half is a lot more kind of open track.
Yeah, one thing that I don't like about it in this game is there's, every single jump I find something to smack into in midair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite, no sweet no. Just getting the freak style mention out of the way, but...
That's the Mercury City classic, jumping and hitting a traffic pole or a fire hydrant or something.
It is way worse in this version rather than the tricky version.
With the camera angles here, it's like it looks really cool and big, but at the same time I can tell where the issues lie with how it's laid out.
Oh, it's a great track, though. It's
Yeah,
great in both versions.
we'll see how it goes. I also kind of want to point out, I never really look at skyboxes while we're playing, and, normally Blank Tester's the one to point out skyboxes, but I think, that's a big difference between games, that the night levels in this first game have pretty dark boxes, whereas in Tricky, they gave, Snowdream and Mercury City a lot more kind of going on with the sky.
Yeah, I love skyboxes. This one is very plain, I can say.
Yeah.
I like this intro more than the intro to...
I just want to bring up right now that
winding.
for a second you can actually see everything in the background just popping in.
Yeah.
Like this jump into this jump is really cool.
Yeah.
But this track is known for its shortcuts, especially. This is the level with the most shortcuts in the game, right?
It would almost have to be.
Yeah, I think so. There's so much of this back and forth where there's a bunch of shortcuts that are just going through the middle.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Though again, they're a lot harder in this version, and especially the garage shortcut. Oh my god, that's... I'll do that in Race 3, and it's really hard in this version, a lot easier and tricky.
Yeah, you almost gotta tass it.
Yeah, I've been playing through this, while, since SSX started. I never played that much of the original SSX, and it's, I really enjoyed this.
You've only been here for a minute, and I've already seen 5 or 6 shortcuts. It's Jesus, so much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Because Blake, you didn't know about Pro Controls before. I pointed that out in the first video.
Yeah, now the game is actually playable.
Yeah.
Yep, see, there we go. But you see a lot more big jumps in this the early section here than there is in non-show-off mode, and Tricky is pretty bland in the opening section for Mercury City.
Yeah. It's also a lot more cramped, it feels like.
Yeah.
However, I'm missing that half pipe there, that's kind of sad.
That's going to turn into the ice half pipe.
Oh, I'm kind of liking this park area.
Yeah, you go through the city, and then you kind of go through a park, and then you'll come upon the bridge, which I guess is something other games really wanted to do themselves, because you look at Johnny Mosley. What level was that? I think Las Vegas, that did the same exact thing.
I love that one just buried. That one street lamp.
Right to the head. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny Mosley did just fucking copy this, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's because it's really cool.
He's got a point.
It's still a really cool area, this bridge. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Then you just kind of drop off over to the side.
Then again, first race is going to be the least shortcutty, so I'm going to drop down here and take the boring path. And then in the next races, I'll do more with the overpasses or weaving through traffic.
So I guess I've given my opinion. Do you prefer the Tricky or SSX version of this track, or do you not really have a preference?
I think I prefer the Tricky version a little more.
I really don't know. I actually, maybe it's just the novelty of having it be so different than what I'm used to, but I actually really enjoyed this version of the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to play this track, but with like the quality of life improvements that Tricky gave, like being able to rotate your rider and finish flips
Yeah,
in
exactly.
midair. Especially here, you don't really get time to pre-wind unless you know the course like the back of your hand.
I like this ending section a bit more in this game.
yeah.
Especially because it's a lot easier to get up onto this road section. Spoilers, I guess, but yeah, you can get up on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm obviously the outcast here, but when it comes to this version of this area versus the Tricky one, because I've only seen it in the trailers and such, I say that Tricky one looks a lot more like Flash, like a lot more is going on, like, with its visually. Ultimately, I feel like this has a lot more going on with its track layout and such so far. A lot more interesting to explore
Yeah.
in.
Well, that is about the same between the two. Like as far as just putting a ton of shortcuts in. I mean, Mercury City is kind of the
Shortcut.
centerpiece.
Yeah.
It's the big turkey in the middle of the table. This is
Yeah, it's
you know,
actually
that-
kind of
that's why the
strange.
fan site was called Mercury City, because it's like this is the track.
Yeah, it's also kind of strange they flipped the level order of Mercury City and Mesa Blanca between this game and the next.
Yeah.
Like, this is the third level, and then Tricky, since Garibaldi then comes first and it gets moved, it'll be the fifth. I mean, we'll see when we get there, but...
I actually wanted to point out really quickly, when you did that Krail air, I don't know if you're going to have... I think I have the audio turned down a little bit, but you got the picture sound effect, the picture snapping sound effect for the trick book,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so the trick book, you have a list of tricks that you got to do, and in this game, you just unlock 2 different outfits, I believe.
Right.
Alright.
2 outfits, and then if you max it out, you get the blue circle around the character in the
Yeah.
character select screen.
So it's just kind of an extra thing, I guess, for quote-unquote 100% completion.
Alright.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say quote unquote. I would just say 100% completion.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, prove you're a master of the Montezuma 1260.
Yeah.
If you're like a freestyle
I
rider.
have to, yeah. When I get to this entire series in the future.
Yeah. I mean, you on the BX
Oh, man.
borders, you don't
Took
have to
huge
do much
advantage
more
of
than
that
like
trick
a...
boost.
Well, it works for this jump, but on that jump, you have to jump early,
Yeah.
or you'll
Yeah.
smash yourself into those roofs. Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to get into the series and go from an SSX rookie to a freaking pro.
To a
to
master.
a superstar,
Yeah.
to a sensei.
Yeah.
That's also
yeah.
a really small change that I noticed. The sensei is the 3rd rank in this game, while in Tricky it's the 2nd to last rank.
Yeah.
And then you're a master.
Well, I guess they went from like sensei meaning teacher, which is just regular old teacher, and they were like, what if we use the martial arts connotation where it's a little more prestigious?
Yeah. These are kids playing. They're all like 10 years
Yeah.
old. They watch Dragon Ball Z. They want to bust sick uber tricks.
They want to be
Yeah.
Master Roshi. This is way harder in this version. That
Yeah,
part at
because
the
there's these
beginning.
rotating fans.
Yeah, this looks very fun.
Well, just these mean half circle sections are way harder than just doing fans, which is what they have in Tricky.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this shortcut is a little easier in this version, because I think those fans are a little easier to manage in this version than in Tricky.
Debatable.
Yeah, it's...
And I
could
say
have a
debatable because
discussion.
I would debate you.
Yeah.
And this is one of the most hidden shortcuts in this game.
It's not hard through one tunnel. Let's ride through another.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride through the subway and
Oh,
get
shit.
hit by the second trade.
That, yeah.
I could have done it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good damn shortcut. Just hiding it just so
Oh
well
yeah,
like
you've
that.
never seen that before, have you?
No, I
that's-
haven't. Jesus.
That's what you call the old Brady Games sort of shortcut.
That's the
Yeah.
old downhill domination trick in Salt City, where you have to do that complete 180-degree turn in the middle
When I
of
say
the
Brady
track for that
Games, for
long-ass
those who know,
shortcut.
Brady Games sold game guides. You would buy them; they were physical books, and they would tell you what to do.
Shout out to Prima Guide. Yeah. Shout out to Prima Guides.
Yeah.
Did you go
Bro,
past the
you really
finish
gonna,
line?
bro? You really gonna pick Primo over Brady? Brady's my boy.
I mean, back in the day, it's not like you picked one or another based on publisher. You just
They were both
found the
very
game.
Maybe
similar.
you didn't. I stuck with that brand loyalty. I really didn't.
Okay. Yeah.
I do remember the Brady Games guides being better, though. That's why I remember the name.
Yeah.
I had a really good Brady guide to, what was it? One of the Legend of Zeldas.
Yeah. Before, the internet and all those sites. You and I talked about this a little bit, and I don't think there's really more to say, but, with playing these older games, obviously I want to find, the cheat codes for them and show them off if there's cool cheat codes. But, there's really not any cheat code websites. I mean, GameFAQs is still around, but otherwise they're up on, IGN, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned that cheat code websites might die out.
Yeah.
And, but you're always going to be able to play these old games. Don't let that happen.
Is GTC around still?
I think so.
Some of them.
Yeah.
But my main thing is, I don't miss the era of game design when they counted on selling you a guide. And so they just made the game inscrutable. They just made some task impossible without the guide. My biggest go-to example is Summoner 2. I dare anyone to complete every side quest in Summoner 2 without a guide. It's impossible.
Right.
And they made it that way so you would have to buy the guide.
Right. All right, so this is the garage shortcut.
Oh,
You
fuck,
go through the
here we
parking
go.
garage, you jump across the buildings, and we're going to take this as far as it can go. And this is tough, because it's tough to get on those rails.
It is.
And especially this here, then, curving over and hitting this one.
All for those donuts. God damn.
We're still going, man.
This is the second time I've ever seen this shortcut done fully. And the first time was in a speedrun, done by the aforementioned Kellicat. So, yeah.
If only he was as good as Insetic.
If you guys thought that was done all in one take, then my editing skills are pretty good. I used save states. I spent 20 minutes trying to get that full garage thing through.
And right into the statue.
Yeah. There's a speed boost up on the thing between those, in the middle pillar, but it's harder to get up there in this version.
Yeah.
There's also a trick. There's also a trick boost over to the right on that ship over there, but I've never known how to get that.
I think maybe you'll see the ship in the show-off run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There were some shortcuts in Tricky that I didn't know how to get to that I had to ask Insetic about.
Yeah, this is the only level that I would say I've not done all the shortcuts in.
This is the Ed Boon of levels. It's whenever you think you're done, there's one more shortcut no one's found yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I always get into that one terribly. I don't know why,
but it also
that's
the level geometry just bounces you right into perfect situations for the rail, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool guy move.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up on the highway, but I'm not fast enough here. I mean, because this at least has only done Snow Dream and Elysium Alps, so.
This Elise.
Yeah.
God dang Elise.
Yeah.
He's got the
Hey, I
record.
beat Quantum.
Yeah, fuck you, Quantum.
But what about Ryder?
Player one gang.
There has to be a cheat to play as Ryder.
Might be.
No, I kind of wish that was a cheat, but no, you can't pick any of the hey, let's just give this guy an outfit and make him one of the riders kind of
And
thing.
he's called Ryder.
Yeah. You think he wore one of those high voltage, black and yellow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
True Colors. That's a cool board.
So I'm showing off the Alpine boards for a show-off event. Yeah, I don't know. I'm showing this off because the only Alpine main guy is at the very end of the cast list here, Hero, so he's only going to get shown in, Video 8. So I guess, for anyone who really doesn't know, I wanted to show what Alpine boards are like.
Alpine boards are cool, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just not for tricking.
Not necessarily for show-off events, but, obviously because they're higher racing, higher speed, lower tricking.
Well, that's what makes them cooler, because it shows your true skill.
Yeah. Because
You're really showing off.
Because I knew I could do it here, and I'd rather do it here than, Mesa Blanca show-off.
You're showing off your
that's
Canadian
true.
pride.
So, yeah, if you don't know, if you end up going backwards with an Alpine board, you can't, do anything. You have to get yourself turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just wait for a second, they fix themselves, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noble
Alright,
effort.
Also, to kind of prevent that from happening as much as possible, you automatically kind of like stick to front flip and back flip 360s instead of rodeos and misty flips.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Which
the
are, of course,
same
less
thing
points.
as like in Amped 2, you know, when the way to get the best stats is to not put anything at switch, and so then you just end up doing 360s and 720s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Similar kind of to how Tony Hawk and such does with their stat points. Just don't put it on that dang switch and such.
Yeah, alright.
Also, yeah, that I did want to talk about the stat points a little bit, because it's very funny to me how in this game in Tricky, you kind of have the two very obviously important stats and the two very obviously less important stats. Where you got your edging, tricks, speed, and stability.
Yeah, edging, so that way you can, jerk off and
Yeah.
it takes you hours. And snowboard all day. And never release the tension,
Damn it. Yeah.
Had to go there.
Oh, absolutely. They should have had Sting as a unlockable snowboarder, and he would have the highest edging.
Oh, God.
Are Sting tantric jokes out of fashion? Am I that old?
Well, I'm that stupid. I'm unknowing. I'm not able to help you continue that there, so...
Well,
Yeah.
Sting. Remember, he was into the old tantric sex?
Yeah.
Tough crowd.
Alright, we got the
Yeah.
blimps. Anyway,
the
where
blimps.
where Turo was getting at with that is that, like, edging and stability are kind of your dump stats, especially stability.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
big dump stats.
I mean, especially here, like I said again, where you can't, like, finish your flips early yourself. Tricking is super important.
Yeah.
Which is probably why the two characters with the two lowest tricking stats were the ones cut. Between SSX1 and Tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hero is so cool.
But alright, we're coming up to the ship. And this was my best attempt at that. Yeah, because it's like there's no straight line, but there is a
Oh,
5x
yeah.
leading you kind of to it. Then yeah, that's how you get on, and then the conveyor belt launches you back onto the track.
Oh, nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
So no UFO in this version, right?
right, no UFO.
Oh,
And it's like damn near impossible to do the overpass jumps
Yeah.
without, having
Yeah.
to get all the way into the traffic.
shame.
Yeah. I really like how in this game you cause that pileup, and then in the next game in Tricky, that pileup is still there, even though it's like, I guess it's supposed to be a continuity nod.
Well,
But like,
I think they just block traffic off in the next
Yeah.
game.
yeah, but the thing is, this game canonically takes place a year before the next game, so it's just still there.
I mean, 99% of the time the traffic will fuck you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a blue moon, all the traffic will break and crash and give you a cool path to land and not run into a bus.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time you will run into like a bus or a truck and probably lose time.
Yeah. If you're like, it's definitely like a thing by your third run, you memorize where the traffic kind of breaks and you aim for that gap.
I don't
Just go
think you
straight-
can. They have different pile-up things.
Really?
They have a bunch of different
I
ones. Yeah.
never knew that.
Maybe I should be mean and take advantage of the fact that we're on record to remind Insetic of that dare I made for him to gold Pipe Dream and Tricky with Marisol.
I forgot you made that, but I guess I can... If
I
you
did dare you.
remind, I'm gonna forget
commit.
you said this in like 10 minutes, but if you remind me, then I
Gotta
can try
commit.
then. But yeah, Mercury City Meltdown in SSX1.
Pretty
That was
solid.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It is sweet.
Pretty, expansive. So next time we're gonna head to Mesa Blanca. Next time on SSX.